Yeah, baby.
Kick on, shoot, jump on the job. Now listen to the jam master as he starts to rock. His name is Jay, and he's on his way to be the best DJ in the US of A.
Hey phonies, this is Crazy Pretzel coming to you live with my ECW review. Filling in for Cousin Cheeto this week, who couldn't be here, and then Classic 1333 was supposed to be here, and well, I don't know where the hell that guy went to. So phonies, I'm gonna fill you in for the ECW review today. So we start the show off with an Abraham Washington promo, or show I mean, not a promo. Although technically it is kind of a promo the way this guy does his business. So he comes out, and he's doing his usual thing, and then he said something about how NBC offered this guy like $40 million to replace Conan O'Brien, and he says that he didn't take the job, and then he's like, do you want to know why I didn't take the job? And Tony Atlas is like, because you're not good enough? It was actually kind of funny, I thought. So anyway, Christian's his special guest this week, and Christian comes out, and Abraham Washington brings up the fact that Christian has been the champion longer than any male or female, any XX chromosome or XY chromosome in the WWE, and Christian's like, well, thanks, you know, I didn't know that, even though Christian had said something about that on commentary a few weeks back, so I don't know. And then Zack Ryder, woo woo woo, you know it, he comes out, and he's all like, so who cares that you've been champion this long? Have you heard the big news? And then they show a picture. I was surprised about this. They show a picture of Hurricane Helms, Gregory Helms, whatever, his mugshot from the TMZ website. You know,
Gregory Helms! Gregory Helms!
You know, about that whole drunken incident and him hitting a woman or something during this week. So they show that, and then basically, like, Christian kind of like ignores that a little bit and says that the real shocker here is the fact that Abraham Washington still has a show. And then Zack Ryder's like, well, bro, don't you even care that, you know, that this guy is embarrassing our company? And then Christian's like, yeah, I do. And then, I don't know, basically he says, well, the only real embarrassment here is the fact that you're with Tila Tequila, you know, Rosa Mendez.
I'm your wild thing.
So Zack Ryder gets pissed off and then shoves Christian, and then Christian shoves him back, and then they break it up. So that's the whole Washington promo, or Abraham Washington show. So that was alright, I guess. So then we got our first match of the night. We got Shelton Benjamin versus Vance Archer. This was a pretty good matchup, but about 7 minutes long. Lots of good moves in this matchup. Shelton started the matchup off with an Undertaker dive over the top rope. You know how Undertaker will come running and dive over at him? He did that to Vance Archer. That was pretty cool. And then, let's see. Archer took over the match for a while. Just basic moves, nothing real fancy. And then, Archer went for a vertical suplex later, and then Shelton countered it into a nice neck breaker move. And then later, toward the end of the matchup, I think there might have been a mess up here with the refs officiating. What happened was, Shelton went for like a sunset flip in the corner or something, and then Vance like held his legs kind of, but couldn't quite get the shoulders down or something, so he tried grabbing the ropes, and the ref saw that, so he had to break it up. And then about 5 seconds later, he did this like standing pin move in the corner or something and put his feet up on the ropes, and then the ref didn't see it that time, so Vance Archer gets the victory. I don't know if that was a goof up by the ref or not. The next matchup we have is Yoshi Tatsu going to one-on-one with Trent Beretta. This was about a 4-minute matchup. This match was alright. Could have been better, maybe if it was a tag match or something. So, basically what happens is Beretta kind of dominates the match for the first minute or two, and then Tatsu fights back with his usual kicks. And then there was a nice little sequence here, like Beretta hit a Hurricanrana on Tatsu, who countered it into a sunset flip, and then Beretta countered it into a standing pin combination, kind of like what Archer did earlier. Got a 2 count, gets up, and he's like, that was three. And then Tatsu hits his kick to the head and gets the 3 count. So, and then Michael Cole Jr. with the line during this matchup, he says, Beretta and Kraft have developed quite the romance.
You look so good to me.
So as you can see, they're gay. So then we go to a Vince McMahon promo. They were talking about he's gonna determine the future of ECW. So basically, McMahon's he's like, ECW is going off the air in 3 weeks, and then he said that there's gonna be a new program in its time slot. It's gonna be a new evolution of WWE. So I don't know what this is gonna be, but we're gonna have to find out. So next we have Gregory Helms in the ring, and he announces that Blackpool Domination, William Regal and Ezekiel Jackson, this class of 1333 says, coming out to the ring. So they come out to the ring, and then Gregory Helms says, basically asks Ezekiel how's he coping with the fact that he lost the ECW championship match. And then Regal winds up saying, you've had a troubling week, haven't you? And then he's like, well, it's about to get worse. And then they jump him. And then after they pound on him for a little bit, even though Helms tries to fight back, but to no avail, Regal hits his, Zeke hits his Uranagi, and then Regal hits his running knee trembler. So, and then they start to keep beating on him again, and then Christian comes out and makes the save with a kendo stick. So, and then earlier it was announced that we're going to have our main event be Christian versus Zack Ryder because of the whole little Abraham Washington thing or whatever earlier. So we get this matchup. It was only about 5 minutes for the main event, which was kind of lackluster, unlike what they normally do. But other than that, it was alright for what it was. Nobody really had a long-term advantage. It was back and forth pretty much the whole match. Christian hit a nice, hit a running drop kick on Ryder to the outside. Zack Ryder hit his Rough Rider leg lariat, got a nice 2 count. The ref did a good count on that. It almost was a 3 count. You could just tell, was a close count. Unlike that Scott Armstrong, that punk, he couldn't make a long 2 count if his frickin' hand was long like Pinocchio's nose, man. So anyway, nice missile drop kick by Christian. And then Zack Ryder countered a sunset flip, and for a very long 2 count, he held Christian's legs down. Another good job by that ref. And then out of nowhere, Christian hits the kill switch, and then when he wants to go for the pinfall, Blackpool Domination comes out again. And they fight, they bring Christian to the outside, and then, Zeke jacks Christian, and then Regal hits a knee trembler, and then Zeke throws Christian into the steel steps, and then, they kind of pose, and then the show was over. So overall, this ECW review was alright. It was a pretty good show. If I had to rank it, since I give ranking systems, I'm gonna rank this show an 8 out of 10. And I'm not gonna give any fantasy ECW because unlike my cousin Grumpy Cheeto, I live in reality. So that was the ECW review. I'm Crazy Pretzel, and thanks for watching, folks. Peace out.